Gigantoraptor Changes, Premium Mod Shares Explained, and a response from Nitrado on the removal of Spanish content creators. You're right, kids, it's Raasclark, and welcome to your regular ARK community news. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share around, and let's get into it. So, in the community crunch that just recently dropped, not much was really offered to allude us to what's coming up in the world of ARK, apart from a reminder of the Gigantoraptor trailer that we got just recently. A great trailer at that, highlighting the creature's mechanics, and some of them I probably wouldn't have known without this trailer. There was one big fix that went in that maybe some people didn't know about. As suspected in our recent guide, wild Gigantoraptor babies will now only feel comfortable approaching the survivor if its parent is able to return to its nest, meaning trapping shouldn't be able to be done anymore. Now, a lot of you out there was doing that, but of course goes against the taming mechanic that Wildcard intended, so have put some measure in to counter that. Though hearing reports that some people have found another way around this at the moment, I'd love to hear a comment below if you know. With a couple of extra patch notes on top, including FPS dropping when opening doors with lights turned on, something I encountered a lot and was certainly a frustrating one. Good to see that one finally turned around. And perhaps one of the most heavily requested ones I'm hearing has been patched throughout the community is that the game saving bug you was getting in single player across all platforms has now been resolved. If you're still having that issue, I'd love to hear about that. But fingers crossed, that's it. Finally, one of the biggest issues you've had out there in the community is now fixed. Whilst we're on the ARK website, and shout out to Cap who mentioned this to me, there's a section on there that I wasn't aware of until quite recently. The dev kit FAQ right here, right there on the right of the website. If you click through, you get a bunch of different support options if you'd love to educate yourself on working with the ARK dev kit for creating mods. But there's one thing right at the very bottom there, ARK Premium Mods, that if you click through, allows a more in-depth look at revenue share for these premium mods that have recently gone out. Currently, we've got mod maps Fartalfheim and Gaia Potions Plus, with supposedly many more to arrive. And noticing some split opinions on whether you should support these, though I think we all believe supporting modders is a great thing indeed. Having that revenue share split that seemingly was 50-50 seemed to disgruntle a few people out there. But we now know it's not as clear-cut as we thought, with the author, the modder, getting 50%, Wildcard getting 25%, and Overwolf getting 20%, with Tebex, who I believe control the finance side of things, so when you send money to pay for said mod, it does go to Tebex, so they've got that portion there. These people all having their little parts to play. Does mean though that modders are getting the larger proportion in these premium mods, and I look forward to hearing again what you feel about this in the comments below. If in light of this, now knowing that authors are getting more than we thought, yes, it is still 50% of every mod bought, but it's still the larger chunk in a way, if that makes sense. And holy hell, Nakatus is not doing too bad, with over 13,000 downloads to date, though not completely reflective. If you reinstall the map, it does count as a second new download, so it could be a few less than that, but even at 13k, whew. And Nakatus is certainly great for showcasing a bunch of upcoming features to the map, and will really be pushing them out over the next few months, including these crazy, wacky gauntlet dungeons. I can't wait to get stuck into to see how difficult they are. I know Nakatus likes to ramp up that cave difficulty for us, and maybe we could get Nakatus on in the future. I'm sure he'd love to talk about what's upcoming for his mod map. And speaking of mods, custom cosmetics, official custom cosmetics, they've been going on for a few weeks now, with more being added as we speak. Quite recently, gnomes, plant pots, and the ability to add text and icons to structures. Great to see. And with some crazy, wacky creations going out there, and they're really cool, they really are great to see. It's still kind of confusing, the whole premise surrounding them, at least uploading them and what mods are there available, what cosmetic skins are there available to date. So heading to arkwiki.gg, wiki mod custom cosmetics, I'll leave a link to this in the description, gives you a list of every available skin mod you can currently play on official. And credit to the people that are contributing to this, because I believe this could grow really big over the next few months. But again, one thing that's really confused me since this was launched, this program was launched, was how skins are made. It was given the impression that these would be easy to distribute, to put out onto official, with the words end user created skins being informed in a previous crunch. But it turns out in a very unknown video by co-founder Jeremy Stieglitz, there's a tutorial that he uploaded on his own personal YouTube channel to explain how to make these cosmetic skins. Why on earth this wasn't put in a crunch or out on Twitter or anywhere, I have no idea. This is valuable information that we should know about. Or maybe the reason why it hasn't been publicly shared is because it's apparent it's still pretty complicated to do. It still requires a base foundation of knowledge with the dev kit in able to create your skins, and not like some just interface, some simple interface to point, upload and click to get your skin out on official. Maybe it's Wildcard's intention to make these much more user-friendly in the future, and this is just stage one. But either way, a tutorial exists. It needs to be known about. If you want to make your own modded skin, you can, and by following this tutorial and by having the space to download the dev kit on top, but you can. So we recently covered the drama surrounding the Spanish community and the removal of all creators within the partner program of Nitrado that are the current only server partners for ARK Ascended. Met to an angered response. It seemed like they were just completely cancelling out the Spanish community, and certainly created a concern for any partner going forward. Well, Zonix on Twitter put me in touch with a representative of Nitrado, who put me in touch with the VP of marketing, who gave me a very detailed response, and I really do appreciate the lengths they went to explain what happened with that circumstance. So to break down this email a touch, it was informed it was a strategic reassessment, aka perhaps, yeah, they needed to reevaluate their expenditures on the partner program, which were rumored to be not as high as Nitrado were hoping, to create a more efficient partner program, and apparently are now rolling out, revamping their content creator partnership program in the future. And they're aware their initial communication may have conveyed a misleading message suggesting the withdrawal from the Spanish speaking markets, but they are dedicated to Spanish content creators going forward, and in hindsight learning lessons for more clear communication going forward for their partners, and to not be worried this targeting a single demographic. A real appreciation to Adler for that response, and just having some open clarity, transparency regarding what's going on is something, right? Something I think we could do with hearing from other people within the art community, eh? It's a shame this weekend we didn't really get anything regarding Scorched Earth, though I've got to say there is certainly something that, in focusing far too much negativity on the centre last weekend, we got the information it was being made by a partner, not Wildcard, meaning Scorched Earth is Wildcard's next map, and is the map they've been working on since Ascended launched, with the hope that Scorched Earth could be a really well delivered map and could meet this April the 1st deadline given, seeing that they've been reiterating that time and time again, whereas Centre never got a date, and now we know why. After now seeing the Gigantoraptor in action, it does perhaps feel like the right move now as a filler between now and Scorched Earth, a new creature to play about until then, though Centre, whenever it comes out, when it comes out, who knows when it comes out, we don't know when it comes out, it seems like it's going to be pushed back way beyond Scorched Earth, does still need to arrive with a new creature, I think. Let's try and get that Shastasaurus originally back into that map, but then what does Ragnarok have? I don't know. What do you know? Comment below, let me know. Until the next one, my name's Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, peace out.